Hello, how are you today? Candace, you have two cameras going here. Hi, Isabel.
Hi, Sally.
Is this your first time to a tapping circle?
Yes, the second time. Uh,
Second time, okay. Who did
but
you go with before? Pardon me?
it was with Stein.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like we're getting a few more people in. Hello, Linda. Anybody want to share some wins this week? Well, this tapping circle is on body boundaries. And at some point, we all experience feelings of resentment. It's whether from a sick family member, a friend, or somebody, a boss. Well, you may resent someone you feel has taken advantage of you, thrust you aside, or failed to express appreciation for something you did. Those all can be body boundaries. It doesn't have to be a sexual boundary. Um, Maybe you resent somebody for asking you for more than you wanted to give, and they didn't give anything back in return. There's lots of ways to feel resentful. And at the core of these issues is the absence of healthy boundaries. When we're not able to create boundaries or support our well-being, we can be more successfully avoid situations that cause us to feel resentful. And with healthy boundaries in place, our relationships are also healthier. So we're going to begin by releasing some resentment and then use the tapping to support us to set healthier boundaries. That way you can prevent yourself from feeling resentful in the future. If the language doesn't apply to you, you can change it to fit your needs. So is everybody ready? Okay, first off, I want you to notice any thoughts, impressions, emotions, or specific memories that you can tap on. You can do it during this meditation or your own to save it. The more specific you can be on any particular experience of what you're feeling, the more it will, the results are going to be for this tapping. Okay, so let's start by focusing on what you're currently feeling. And the more powerful you can make it, the better. Just focus on the person or situation you're feeling resentful about. Really think about how unfair or unbalanced that relationship or situation is. Let yourself feel it full force, all the resentment or any other emotions that you feel. Now, on a scale of 0 to 10, how resentful do you feel? I want you to write that number down. Okay, let's start by taking 3 deep breaths. Breathe in 1 and release. 1 more. And 1 more. I want you to feel safe and grounded in your body. Now tapping on the side of your hand, repeat after me. Even though I'm feeling so resentful about this person or situation, I love myself and accept how I feel. Even though I'm so full of resentment, I can hardly see straight. I love myself and accept how I feel. Even though I'm feeling this resentful right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, now tapping through the points. I'm so resentful right now. This just isn't right. I'm being taken advantage of, and it's just so wrong. I'm so resentful about this. So resentful right now. I'm angry and hurt. So resentful. I can't contain this resentment anymore. It just keeps swelling up inside of me. All this resentment. I'm so sick of being taken advantage of, sick of being taken granted. All this resentment. I just can't contain it anymore. Well, maybe I don't have to. Maybe I should just let myself feel it. I'm letting myself feel this resentment right now. It's safe to feel this resentment. It can't hurt me anymore. And it's safe to release it. This resentment is not helping me. It's just keeping me stuck. It's making me feel more and more resentful. I don't want to be stuck anymore. It's safe to let this resentment go. I can let go of this resentment. Moving forward, I can express how I feel. I can say no when I don't want to do something. I can say no when I don't want to give anymore. I can speak up when something doesn't feel right. It's safe to let go of this resentment. I can focus on setting healthier boundaries. I allow myself to pause and reflect. Reflect when I notice myself giving more than I'm comfortable giving. It's safe to let go of this resentment. It's safe to say no when something doesn't feel right. I can say no and still be loved. I can say no and still be respected. I can say no and learn to love myself even more. I don't always have to say yes. I can say no, or maybe even not now when something doesn't feel right. It's safe to let go of this resentment. I can speak up for myself when I need to. I can express how I feel, and I can say no when that feels right to say no. Releasing this resentment from every cell in my body, letting it go. Going forward, I can say no when I need to. I can relax and turn into my emotions. I can set healthier boundaries, letting it all go. Now go ahead, take a deep breath in, release it. Notice how resentful you're feeling now when you think about that person or situation. Give that resentment a number, 0 to 10. Look for a shift, any shift. If it was an 8 before and it's now a 7, that's moving in the right direction. Just notice anything. So what else came up during that process? What other emotions, memories, or ideas? Write them down, and then you can commit to addressing those in the future. But I'd like for you to share a few of them now if you feel comfortable. But take a deep breath, and let's take a few moments. Let's close your eyes. And I want you to visualize yourself talking to the person that you were feeling that resentment about. Just visualize it. I want you to start tapping. Visualize yourself talking to them, saying the things you want to say to the person. Say them out loud. And just see yourself in that situation, speaking your truth. Keep tapping through the points, speaking your truth, knowing you're safe. This is a powerful way to release any resentment as well as anger and any other emotion that you have. They may have gotten stuck in your body or in your mind. Just keep tapping and talking, telling them how you feel. Visualize what happened. Visualize what you're saying. Say it out loud if you can. Speak freely, even if it's something you'd never say to that person. It's safe to say it now. Just let go of that resentment and allow your body and mind, just spirit, just to relax and heal. Speaking freely, letting them know it's safe. You're strong. You're safe. Speak your feelings. Let them know it's not okay what they did. It's not okay. It doesn't feel right. I don't like what you said or did. It's not right. You can't do that or say that to me anymore. Take a deep breath and release it. Anybody want to share anything that came up for them? Just unmute yourself and you can speak if you like. You know, change doesn't happen just by wanting it. So real change happens when you address what's really going on beneath the surface. Those subconscious patterns, hidden beliefs, emotional blocks that keep you feeling stuck. But the good news is you can change them, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Okay, Kit, just keep tapping layer by layer. But I want to share something simple but powerful tips. It's noticing the patterns. When you feel drained the most, what triggers your inner critic, what things bring you comfort without guilt. You know, awareness is the first step. And once you start noticing what's happening, you can start to shift it. So just start noticing those patterns this week. Does anybody else want to share? Go ahead, Linda.
Well, I started out not wanting to release the resentment. You were saying I let it go. I'm thinking, I'm not going to let this go. I'm not going to let this go. It was too soon. It was very helpful to talk to the person because I got more of a feeling of maybe what they were going through. And so I don't feel as resentful because I could sort of tell them what I feel without the anger. I didn't feel like I had to defend myself because they weren't really there, but I could pretend they were there. And so I think it processed through enough that I don't feel like I need to hold on to my resentment so much right now.
Thank you for sharing, Linda. You know, a lot of times we feel uncomfortable telling somebody something, and by doing that in your mind, it gives you more strength. It also releases that resentment or the anger. You can do it with any emotion, anything that somebody has brought up to you. You can even do it to yourself. Talk to yourself. Say, hey, I don't like what I did. And tell yourself that. Tell that person. And by doing that, it does release, like Linda said, you release it. Doesn't change the situation. It doesn't change that person, but making yourself strong and being able to accept these things, you may be able to tell them, hey, no, step back. You don't have to explain to them why. You have the right to say no. You're not going to treat me that way and walk away from it. They don't like it. They will walk the other way. If they see your strength, they may come back and apologize to you. But don't wait for the apologies because a lot of times they don't come. A lot of times they're not meant that they're really sorry either. So heal yourself and don't worry about the other person. Anybody else have anything? How about betrayed? When you when somebody has overstepped your boundaries, sometimes it can have a feeling of betrayal. Why'd they do that? Why'd they say that? Anybody ever feel betrayed by somebody who has overstepped a boundary? You guys are a quiet bunch today. Well, I guess
I'll
I'll do
share.
all the talking. Okay,
I'll
who
share,
is that?
Sharon. It's Candace.
Candace? Okay, Candace, go ahead.
That one caught me by surprise, and it's going to take some time to work through it. It was a high school boyfriend that ghosted me after we had sex the very first time, and
Mm-hmm.
he never did break up with me, but he sent me a wedding invitation for his wedding like 3 days before it was going to happen. That's how he let me know. So yeah, there's a lot of emotions there that I'm surprised
Sounds like a
because yeah,
betrayal.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, this next tapping might help you out there. Anybody else? Okay, we'll take a deep breath in and release it. And think about when you've been betrayed. Someone said something they didn't follow through on. They did something to you that was against your wishes. They betrayed a trust. Think of a betrayal, something that you haven't forgiven, something that bothers you when you think about it. Okay, take a deep breath. Release it. And tapping on the side of your hand. Even though I feel betrayed, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel this sense of betrayal, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I feel hurt and betrayed, I'm open to healing and letting it go. This healing will help me. So tapping through the points. This feeling of betrayal, it really hurts. I feel so let down. I trusted them, and they betrayed me. I feel so wounded. Oh, this deep sense of betrayal. Take a deep breath. Release it. Tapping. I'm angry and hurt. I trusted them. How could they do this to me? I feel so betrayed. I don't deserve this, but I'm open to healing. Healing, but despite this betrayal. Take another deep breath. And release. Tapping. I acknowledge this pain, but I choose to release it. I'm worthy of trust and respect. I release this betrayal. I choose peace over pain. I forgive them for my own healing. And I'm open to trusting again. Take another deep breath. Keep tapping. I release the hold this betrayal has on me. I reclaim my power. I'm stronger than this. I release the pain. I choose to move forward with grace. I am worthy of love and loyalty. I release the past and embrace the present. Take another deep breath. Keep tapping. I am healing from this betrayal. I choose to focus on the good in my life. I am resilient. I release any lingering hurt. I am free from this burden. I trust in the journey ahead. I choose peace and forgiveness. Take a deep breath. Put your hands over your heart. Take a moment to check in with yourself, see how you feel. If you feel any intensity around this issue, we can tap again. You can modify the script to address any specific aspect. Just remember to be gentle with yourself. Take another deep breath in and release it. Anybody want to share? Did your numbers come down? Did they go up? Am I wasting my time? Boy, this feels like I'm a dentist pulling teeth here.
It's Isabel. I can
Go ahead,
try
Isabel.
to share. It's going down, and it's something very hard because the person who was not respectful of my body boundaries was my mother. So it's everything you said, guilt, shame, betrayal, and things. But right now it's going down. So it was 10 at the beginning. I think I'm down to a 6 right now, and it's great because I'm more peaceful. But it's not totally solved, but it's on the way. Thank you.
So we can do it again if you like.
Yeah,
Would
I will be glad if you do.
Okay. Anybody else want to share? Did that help anybody else? Susie? Candace? Melissa? Cheryl Ann's being really quiet today.
Yes, this is Candace, and I'm going to have to work on regaining my trust in my own intuition over that experience.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Isabel went from a 10 to a 7. The kid said she's got to do it at least 50 times. That's okay. Melissa feels safer. Okay. Go ahead, Linda.
I have trouble with the word forgiveness because I feel like that's saying it was all right for them to do that. And so when you say forgiveness, I go, no, 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 it wasn't right. So that was hard for me in the last script.
Okay, when you say forgiveness, you're not really condoning what they did. You're forgiving the feeling inside of you, letting go of it and forgiving. Okay, I feel really bad about this, and I forgive myself for feeling these bad things and holding on to them. That might be a way to help. It's not, forgiving them for what they did. You're not forgiving you're not forgiving the offense. What they did was wrong. I don't know how to word it, but I understand what you're feeling. I do. When someone hurts my children, it's very, very hard to forgive that person for what they did to my kid. But the forgiveness is for you, not for them. It's releasing that bad feeling inside. Because you can't change what they did, but you can change how it affects you. When you oh, I'm at a loss for words, Linda, because I cannot think of how to make it. But the fact that you're forgiving the thing that happened to you or your child or whoever, it doesn't forgive them. It's, I I don't believe that because what they did, some things are just unforgivable, but you have to forgive for yourself. You could just put the forgiveness there, forgiveness for what I'm feeling, and block them out. I don't know if that helps. It's confusing my head too. But I understand that. Maybe I should find a script and send it to you on how to forgive when you don't want to forgive. I'll work on that and I'll find it and I'll put it in Facebook for you. How's that? Anybody else? Susie, you want to share?
Yes, but I can't figure out how to get my microphone on.
You're on. I can hear
Yay.
you.
Mine was, it's when I think about it, it's amazing because it was all the way back in 1969, and I still find this so painful. And I have nightmares about it sometimes even. And it was when we had graduated from high school, and my best friend in high school, we weren't good, letter writers or anything like that, but it was one of those, as soon as you see each other, you're back where you are or were. And I had, at the end of our sophomore year in college, I was at a shower for myself for my wedding, and so many of my friends, we had a very small class, there were only 37 of us, and almost everybody had to leave the shower because they were going to Pam's wedding. And I was like, what? I was the only person in the class not invited. And I don't know why. I've never known why. I know from another mutual friend that my girlfriend and a couple of other girls from high school now spoke to each other about me terribly. But she doesn't want to be involved because she's friends on both sides. So she won't tell me what any of it's about.
Does it matter?
And well,
Would
I
that
sure would like to be.
knowing why they singled you out, would that make it go away?
I think it would help to understand. I mean, it's like, because right now it's just this mystery betrayal. Like, why?
Okay. You could tap on the mystery of it, the betrayal of it. Um, I had a similar thing when I was in grade school. The whole class, all the girls in my class were invited to a birthday party except for me. And for her, I didn't know why. I still to this day don't know why. But I tapped on that and now I can talk about it. Meh, who cares? Their loss.
I just,
So you can't
I,
change the past, but you can change how you feel about it. And that's what tapping does. Is you tap on the feeling of it, release that bad feeling, that feeling of betrayal, and let it go. Because you can't change the past, but you can rearrange your memories. It's just like when you go to a family reunion and you talk about something that happened in the past as children, And I would bet you that every one of your siblings or cousins would remember something different. And you'll think, right, that's not how it happened. So how the mind works, you can change it to one of those things that happened that you liked better than what you remember. You can just change your memories. I know it sounds really silly. It does not change the past because the past is not here to change. It's gone. But you can change how
Right.
you remember it. Okay?
Interesting.
Let's say the reason she didn't invite you to the wedding was because you made your shower on the same day as her wedding. That might not be true. She might have made her wedding on the day of your shower. Who knows? I don't know those things, but you can change how it happened. You can change it and say, I didn't want to go to her wedding. I wanted to go to my shower. That was your choice. Those are all things that in your head, you can change them and change the memory to make it feel good for you. Does not change the past. It changes how you remember the past, how you want to remember the past. It's just like if you had a bad relationship with your mother. You can go back and you can pick out certain things that you remember that were nice and bundle them all up into one ball, and that's your memory of the past of your mother. Does not change the fact that she was a bitch or she was mean to you, abusive to you. Doesn't change it. But if you can find one little thing that you remember or imagine something that you would have liked for that situation to be, you can put that into the memory and make it a memory you want to remember. The mind is a magnificent thing and you can change it. How many times have you changed your mind about something that you wanted to do or something that, oh, yeah, and you go on and on. You just change it. And you can do that with that memory. Does
Okay.
that help you at all?
Yeah, now I got to figure out what I want it to be.
Okay. All
Thank
right,
you.
well, let's go back through and do this betrayal again and think of that situation and how you want to change it. Isabel, I think, said something. No, who was it? Melissa said that she thought holding onto the resentment was to keep them accountable so it wouldn't happen again. Holding them accountable does not necessarily mean they're not going to do it again. So take that into consideration. Okay? All right, let's take a deep breath in and release it. And tapping on the side of your hand. Even though I feel betrayed, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel the sense of betrayal, I choose to love and accept myself fully. Even though I feel hurt and betrayed, I'm open to letting the feelings go. Tapping through the points. Oh, this feeling of betrayal. It really hurts. I feel so let down. I trusted them, and they betrayed me. I feel so wounded. Oh, this deep sense of betrayal. They overstepped their bounds. They invaded my boundaries. I trusted them. How could they do this to me? I feel so betrayed. I don't deserve this. I didn't deserve this. But I'm open to healing despite this betrayal. I acknowledge the pain, but I choose to release it. I'm worthy of trust and respect. I release this betrayal. I choose peace over pain. And I forgive them for my own healing. And I'm open to trusting again. I release this hold the betrayal has on me. I am reclaiming my power. I am stronger than this. I release the pain. I choose to move forward with grace. I am worthy of love and loyalty, even my own, for myself. I release the past and embrace the present. I feel this healing from the betrayal. I choose to focus on the good in my life. I am resilient. I release any lingering hurt. I am free from this burden. And I trust in my journey. I choose peace and forgiveness. Forgiveness for myself, for me. Take a moment, check in, see how you feel. Feel the intensity. And even though I feel betrayed, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, any thoughts on that? Isabel, do you feel any better?
Yes, yes, it's. I think that the betrayal is was something I was hard on it and difficult to forgive for me. So it's not complete, but I feel that it's living. So I'm really great, happy, and thank you. It's really help. It's not so. Yeah, forgiving is hard because we think it's about it's the helping the person who betrayed us, but no, the truth is it's helping us being free from resentment, betrayals, bad feelings. So yeah, it's living. It's better. Thank you.
Thank you. How about you, Linda? You have any feelings about the forgiveness part?
Well, I was able to forgive myself for my part in it. Which sort of separated me from what they did. And maybe I needed more forgiveness. So that was helpful.
You mean forgiving yourself?
Yeah.
I was in tears the other night because someone said something about um, some of the things that had happened in my life, and I said, "But I've forgiven them." And they said, "But have you forgiven yourself?" And I started crying because it was like, wow, I didn't do anything, but I held on to that unforgiveness, that ugly feeling, that resentment. And so I went back and I had to forgive myself for feeling those things for my own self, because that was hurting me. It wasn't hurting them a bit. They don't care. They're gone. But so I had to do that the other night. So I understand what you're feeling. But there's still some there. And I think Something we just have to work on. Little bits like the onion, peel it off, do another one, peel it off, do another one. But it will make you feel better.
I think I've been judging myself because if the same thing happened now, I would be stronger. I wouldn't let it happen. And so I think I had anger at myself for letting it happen then. But man, I was much younger and had no tool.
Mhm. Exactly.
Things
Exactly.
were, so yeah.
So you need to maybe do the ball of light and go back to your younger self and let your younger self know that it's okay to feel what they felt. They were young, and you can go back and tell them that to ask you, your older self, to forgive you for holding on to it. That might be helpful too.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, good job. Good job. Okay, how about let's do one on the boundaries. Because we let go of the resentment. Now let's set some boundaries on us. So tapping on the side of your hand. Even though I struggle to set boundaries, I completely accept myself. Even though sometimes I find it hard to set boundaries, I deeply and completely accept myself and how I feel. Even though I may worry about how others will react when I set boundaries, I choose to honor and respect myself. I'm tapping through the points. I sometimes feel anxious about setting boundaries. It feels uncomfortable to say no sometimes. I worry about hurting others' feelings. I fear being seen as selfish or mean. Those are a big one. I know setting boundaries is important for my well-being. And I deserve to have my needs respected. And it's okay for me to prioritize myself. I can set boundaries with kindness and compassion. I release any guilt or shame associated with setting boundaries. I choose to assert myself confidently and respectfully. I trust myself to know what's best for me. I give myself permission to say no when necessary. Setting boundaries is an act of self-love. I embrace my right to establish healthy boundaries. I release any fear or resistance to setting boundaries. I am worthy in respect and understanding. I honor my needs and my feelings. I trust that setting boundaries will improve my relationships. I choose to communicate my boundaries clearly and confidently. I release any attachment to how others may react. I am empowered to create a life that aligns with my values. I am strong, capable, and deserving of healthy boundaries. I release any need to please others at the expense of my own well-being. I prioritize self-care and self-respect. Setting boundaries allows me to cultivate deeper connections. And they're based on honesty and mutual respect. I trust that asserting my boundaries will lead to greater harmony in my relationships. I am worthy of love and respect, regardless of my boundaries. I am confident in my ability to assert myself and honor my needs. I release any hesitation or doubt about setting boundaries. I embrace my power to create the life that reflects my true desires. I am grateful for this opportunity to establish healthy boundaries. I trust that setting boundaries will lead to greater happiness and fulfillment in my life. I am worthy and deserving of my boundaries. I am worthy and deserving that my boundaries are respected. I am worthy and deserving of all there is good in my life. Take a deep breath in and release it. Anybody want to comment on that one?
Hi, this is Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Hi, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And I had a couple of questions. I'm new to the
Okay.
process. When setting when in the first with the resentment, both in both of those first two exercises, the people that were sort of like the involved with that are both dead. They're deceased. So how do I approach? I still talked to them, as if, but obviously something's still in me. What do you recommend, like in that case, when someone's deceased?
You can do the ball of light with them.
Okay.
You can imagine them in front of you and talk to them while you're tapping, like we did in the first one where I said just imagine them there in front of you.
Yes.
You can talk to them in a loving way. You can talk to them about the anger, resentment, whatever it is that you're feeling for them. Just talk to that person and let them know how you feel. And then you can imagine them saying nice things, apologizing to you. If you fear them, you can put them in a ball where they can't touch you and freeze them. There's all kinds of things your mind can do.
Okay, good. So go ahead and continue with the dialogue as if they were alive and in front of me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, good.
In your mind, they still are.
Yes, correct. I mean, something's still festering there, and they're dear to me. I mean, it's just, isolated incidents that were hurtful. So, so I ended with celebrating that closeness back again because I love both these people. So, and then my other question is, when it came to setting boundaries, the worst situation for setting boundaries is with myself. So I talked to myself when I was doing that exercise.
Hmm?
Is that, any suggestions on that?
Where you could look in the mirror and talk to
Look in the
yourself that way.
mirror, look in the mirror. Good.
Or you could imagine yourself sitting in a chair. Close your eyes and imagine yourself sitting in the chair across from you and talk to yourself that
Okay.
way.
Good.
Your
Good.
mind is very powerful, very
Yes.
powerful.
Yes. Good. Thank you, Sally.
You're welcome, and welcome to the tapping circle.
Thank you.
Is anybody in Thrive here? Okay, remember that tomorrow Brittany's having her live laser call at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Hope to see you there. Okay. All right, well, let's see, we got about 4 minutes left. I would like to end with this one. It's making today more awesome. Cheryl Ann, did you want to have something to say?
I did just real quick. So one was just a request that sometimes the sentences are very long with what you're saying, and I get lost and frustrated. And so then I just because it's important what I'm saying, because this one was really powerful, and there were several of them that I was like, oh, this is hitting home, but then if you could
So I
shorten.
need to cut it up a little bit? Okay.
Yes, yes, because when there's the and da, 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 I'm like, and because I'm listening to you and then having to have that time, so that would be lovely. Yes.
Okay.
And I was wondering if you would be willing to put that script, this last one, on our tapping circle.
Which one? The very last one that we just
Yeah,
did?
yes, ma'am.
The one, see, on boundaries.
Yes.
Okay, I will do that.
Thank
Oh.
you, thank you. There's some important stuff in there that I need to revisit, and I know I won't go
Okay.
to recording. I'm not that techie where I'm like, but yes, I'll go to get that script and I'll do that. So I
Okay,
appreciate it.
I'll do that
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank you.
I have a question too.
Go ahead, Susie.
I'm really brand new. And
Okay.
you were saying that Brittany's doing something, but where do I find those things? How do I find Thrive and what's going on
When did you join, Susie?
this week?
Okay, so you haven't had a welcome call with me yet?
No,
What's your last name?
Artist,
Ar-
ARTES.
Artist? Did you get the email that I sent? Yeah,
I've
I
gotten
sent you
an,
an email.
okay,
It's Susie HA, your
yeah,
email.
SHA.
I'll send you another email and we'll get
It's
together. How's
Su-
that?
Susie, SHA.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But you need to get into the Thrive Pro. You may have gotten an email. I'll send you the email too with the link. Okay?
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Okay, well, let's make today more awesome. I don't know what time it is where you're at, but it's in the middle of the day for me, so I want to continue with this awesomeness of this day. So take a deep breath in and release it. And just start tapping wherever is comfortable for you. In this moment, I choose to slow down, relax, and become more centered. I gently let go of stress and distractions. So I can tune into the present moment now. And with each breath I take, I open myself up to the awe and wonder that is all around me. I choose to notice and reveal the magic and beauty in this day. Today I give myself permission to seek out awe on purpose. I am so grateful for this life. Take a deep breath in and release. And go forward and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Was that slow enough for you, Shirley?
It was
Thank you.
awesome.
Okay. All right, guys.
Thank you,
Sue.
Sally. Thank you,
Lisa.
everyone.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.